Hello friends, faithful subscribers on YouTube. My name is Derek, or Lycan101, and welcome to today's video. I wasn't actually planning on doing any videos today, but the more I find out and the more I read about this, what I'm about to talk about, I find myself needing to do a video more and more. And I know what many of you are saying, Derek, what are you talking about? This video is going to be a little different than normal. I'm not going to be talking about a role-playing game or any kind of tip or anything, but it's going to be an idea for a role-playing game, or what should be a role-playing game, a video game, a movie. It should be everything. What I'm talking about is Peter Cline's book, Ex Heroes. Try to get rid of that glare for you. Ex Heroes. Peter Cline's. For those of you who, like me, before recently had even never heard of this book, let me give you the story. I'll show you the cover once again. You can obviously get some kind of idea based on what these are over here. Yes, this is a zombie book, but this is not your typical zombie book. This is not 28 Days Later. This is not Rise of the Living Dead. This isn't Shaun of the Dead. This isn't Left 4 Dead. This isn't any of those. What makes this book stand out, and even though it's only, I think, 260 pages, within a day and a half, I'm already this far in of only reading once in a while, just taking breaks from doing other things. To read, I'm already well over 100 pages in. What makes this book different than any other zombie book is the inclusion of superheroes. That's right, you heard me correct. Superheroes and zombies. The premise of the book is that the zombie apocalypse happens in our world sometime in like the 2009-2010 time frame, I think. They haven't totally expressed the date yet. If they have, I just can't remember. But the point is, there are also superheroes, and I don't mean Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, no. But there are equivalents, or I shouldn't say equivalents, there are some people that have superpowers. It keeps all the pulp culture references, and even so far I've heard a superhero talking with a survivor of the apocalypse, and basically they said, you know, Superman would kick your ass, right? And he was like, Superman's not real. I am. And they're like, well, yeah, but I'm just saying, if he was real, he'd totally kick your ass. So you've got all these like funny cultural references. But the premise behind this book is so engrossing. Think about it. Superheroes, zombies. There is, I don't want to spoil too much for anybody who wants to read the book, but there is a character named the Mighty Dragon, Zap, Cerberus, and Gorgon, and Stealth. So each one has different superpowers. The Mighty Dragon can breathe fire. His skin is really hard and resistant to any kind of damage. He's bulletproof, and he breathes fire. Gorgon, if he looks at you in the eyes, basically sucks away part of your life essence, making him stronger temporarily. Cerberus is a giant battle suit, kind of like, think Iron Man, but actually no, think War Machine from the Iron Man set of heroes slash characters. So think War Machine, but bigger. Zap is basically, I would equivalent him almost out to, what's his name? The guy from Watchmen, the blue dude. Somebody can just get on here and yell at me for not remembering his name. But him, somebody that's really like him, controls all sorts of energy and electricity. Stealth is basically really smart and obviously stealth-oriented, using her guns. But yeah, so the premise is Hollywood, zombie apocalypse, and the superheroes failed to stop the zombie apocalypse, and now they are the last surviving group, or at least of superheroes that they know of. And what we get here is we get a wonderful, fresh take on the entire universe of zombies. And the more I think about this, the more I realize, like I said, this needs not only to be, it's already a book, it needs to be a movie, it needs to be a video game, it needs to be a role-playing game, and that's what I want to talk about. I really, 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 really want to run this as obviously as a role-playing game. And I was wondering on community feedback on what system should I use, because I mean, obviously, let's face it, there's going to be some issues to think about here. If you get bit once by a zombie at any point, you're dead. You're a zombie now. Unless you've somebody like in the case of the book, the dragon who has impenetrable skin, or Cerberus, who is a giant battlesuit. But if you get caught out of your battlesuit, you're screwed. So there are going to be some characters that are, at least right now, plot safe, but I'm sure there's going to be some way that they can eventually become zombified. Because, I mean, let's face it, not everybody can be totally plot safe. So we got to think about it. And what system should I use, guys? I mean, I know the only thing I can think of maybe 3 systems out there that actually have something for superheroes. That's Savage Worlds with their Necessary Evil campaign, which I'm actually going to be a player in next year at school. In addition to one other campaign, so I'll be playing 2 campaigns, but that's a different topic. But I know that they have stuff for doing superheroes. I think GURPS has something for superheroes. I could be wrong. There's the actual hero system that I can think of. I think Tower Guard DM has some stuff about it. I might have to look at his videos. And I guess I'll be 4 then. And 4th, what was it? Oh, the Marvel game has stuff. So yeah, I think those would be the options. But I have 0 familiarity with any of those systems, except for a tiny bit with Necessary Evil, which is in Savage Worlds, like I said. But I'm going to be expanding upon that knowledge later. But putting a question out to the community, what system would be really good to run this game? Because think of all the potential that you have to run an entire game in a world like this, where there's the zombie apocalypse with superheroes, where I could easily see, as a DM, one of the heroes falling to 1 bite, and just, you can't be saved because there's no cure. So you get bitten, but now you fall, you make a new character, and there'd have to be some way of explaining how new characters would come in. But then as the game continues, that old character then shows up as a zombie. In this case, they're called X's. That's why hence the name X Heroes. So you have X. So when your hero shows up as an X hero and they're dead, but then you can still have access to their superpowers and there's coming to get you. How crazy is that? There's this giant fear behind it all. This giant oppressive nature of death at every turn, which zombies. But I don't know how to do it. So in terms of a system, because like I said, I'm not very familiar with a whole bunch of systems. I'm only really familiar with Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons. So the question goes to you guys. What system would you suggest for running this amazing X Heroes campaign that is now formulating in my mind in the deep recesses because I'm reading this book? And for those of you that are thinking about, wow, Derek, this sounds excellent, I need to read this book, I thoroughly recommend it. Like I said, it's X Heroes. It's by Peter Clines. And there are actually 2 books. This is the first one. The second book I have not read it yet, obviously, since I'm just reading this. And that's called X-Patriots. And both of these can be found on Amazon. I'm not sure how much this one costs. There's actually no price on it anyway, since I bought it on Amazon. But given it's paperback and, let's see, when did it come out? Give me a second, guys. 2010. So yeah, I mean, 2010 this came out, so you can probably find this on Amazon for like $8, $10. Get it. If you're a fan of superheroes, if you're a fan of zombies, if you're a fan of any of that, just go check it out. Alright, I've rambled on long enough, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Be looking for more videos later on this week, next week, etc. But for right now, this is consuming my time. So sorry, guys. But go get it, check it out, read it. Let me know what you think in terms of the system. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to go back to Hollywood and hopefully try to stop the zombie apocalypse. This has been Derek, Leica 101. Take care, guys.